All right, our next startup company is Grove. Please welcome Grove to the stage.
Hello. What's up? I'm almost tripped. Hey, I'm Chris. I'm from Grove. I'm really glad I got told exactly how to use this. The green button goes forward. I'm very glad. Okay, so we're on a mission to make personalized financial planning more accessible, more honest, more affordable. I'll tell you a little about why. So if you think about your goals and what you care about in the world, it's different for everyone. Sometimes it's a life on the beach. Sometimes it's a family. Sometimes it's a new apartment. But the problem is nobody is really confident whether they're on track for their goals or what they need to do to achieve those goals. And it's not because people aren't trying. There's a lot of things that go into achieving those goals. Sometimes it's budgeting, sometimes it's saving and investing, sometimes it's insurance. And people don't know what to do. And Silicon Valley's been trying for a long time. There's lots of products that'll help people. Yet people still don't know what they're doing, and people are still stressed out. In the spirit of work, it's the #1 cause of stress amongst employees. And I think the reason is that when people face all of their goals, they face their financial situation, they're forced to look at all the options of what they can do, the different types of accounts, the different types of procedures and processes and open enrollment and everything. They just get really overwhelmed. And what I found looking into this industry was that people just need a plan. They need to understand what they need to do. And sometimes they're so overwhelmed with everything else in life that that plan is not something that they can necessarily put together. So when I started the company, I was like, what can we do? Like, let's help people figure out how to do this. I didn't even know I wanted to start a company. I just was working in Silicon Valley. I had lots of friends that had no clue what they were doing. So I thought, why don't I just have them all get financial advisors? It seemed like such an obvious solution. Turns out 9 out of 10 of them are not required to act in your best interest at all times. So that's a little bit of a problem. This is an example of how they learn about you. It's this really modern interface where you use a pen. And then this is how they share back information. They usually print it. They like them in binders and sometimes leather binders. It looks so much more valuable. My favorite thing that I've ever seen on a financial plan that was real was this recommendation, which was guidance to a client on how they might be more likely to achieve their financial goals, which is true. The longer you live, the less money you need, but it comes back to the kinds of technology that advisors are using these days. And then everything is static. Like, there's no sense of what's changing in your lives. So you might get an email that says, hey, let's do it all over again. You'd think an experience like this really is cheap because it sucks, but it's really expensive. If you don't have $1 million, you're probably closed out from most financial planners. If you find one that will work with you, you're still going to spend thousands of dollars. And so it wasn't really accessible to anyone I knew. Most of the cohort of friends and colleagues that I was talking about and talking to were millennials. We all think millennials look like this. It turns out that millennials were born, according to Nielsen at least, after 1977, so we kind of now look like this. We wear socks with avocados. Mine have monkeys on them. And that's just really changed. And you might wonder, like, is cost the issue? I actually don't think it's cost. I don't think it's more, I think it's more experience. So we found that millennials are twice as likely to look for financial advice as their parents. They're on the verge of like a massive wealth transfer. And this is how they feel about banks. So 71% would rather go to the dentist than listen to what the bank is saying, and they really need something different, and that's where we came in. So when I thought early on what matters in this industry, the Silicon Valley answer was automation. We can automate it all. We can put a computer there. We can do everything algorithmically. But when it comes to your money, it's really, really emotional. It's really personal. The situations are different for every single person, and we knew that that solution needed empathy. So when we started Grove, we went out to make the best end-to-end planning solution we could. We have real human financial advisors on our team. They all take a fiduciary responsibility to act in our clients' best interest. We build everything online, so it's really easy to onboard, really easy to get your advice and your service on the internet, on your phone. We do it all in real time because we're syncing with your accounts, and we charge less than half the cost of our competitors, and we do it on a fixed monthly fee no matter how much money you have. I'll just show a couple of things, like this is a dashboard of what we've built. This is an example of showing people their savings targets and helping them see how they're trending against them. The kinds of recommendations we give are things like, here's exactly where you need to put your money, and here's the amount from which account to which account. Here's what you need to do to adjust your portfolio. And we do it on web. We do it on the mobile. And people really like it. So I think the stat I'm most proud of is that 90% of our clients end up taking actions to improve their financial situation within the first month of working with us. About a fourth of them refer another client, and NPS might be the highest in the industry. And the way I really know people like it is because we have more clients than we can handle, and we ask people to pay to wait in line, and they do, which is like, probably the best indicator that someone wants to use your product. So I think software is amazing. I have a whole team of engineers building it, but I also think the future of the way we give advice about money is going to be personal, and we'll still have humans. So that's it.
Yeah, so our question is, could you dig a little bit deeper into what types of collaborations you have with companies and their employees, kind of the nature of that relationship?
Yeah, so there's been a ton of workplace research about what causes employees stress. I think the average employee spends 3 hours a week dealing with personal financial situations at work. We've started working with a bunch of companies to figure out how they can offer wellness in various capacities, whether that's giving regular talks, whether that's building out content programs, whether that's making advisors available to their employees, whether that's the company subsidizing financial planning. So we've kind of tailored there's not like a one-size-fits-all package. Sometimes we might give a talk to an entire employee base. Sometimes we might partner with their HR platform. Sometimes we might go in through a different channel. But we found a lot of different ways to go. I think it's like a 3-to-1 return on investment for improving productivity with employees through financial wellness. So we've seen a lot of employers really, really kind of forward-thinking when it comes to spending on their employees and financial wellness.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.